My God, that come up quick. It said we're live. Man, that was fast. Jeez. All right. It says we're live. So, welcome from the crossroads of America. 1 hour talk show shooting with disabilities. We go on to guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. Answer questions from the audience. Just put them in the chat or email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. I got a Patreon page, PayPal. All those links are down below there. So just want to say that. Let's see who was in the chat here. People are starting to come in. First in was Jason Stewart, gun-loving grandpa, and Sabrina's here. That's it at the moment. But I said it's only just opened up, so they're only just starting to come in. And I got some bad. I got some bad news today. The diner that I go to every morning. Get this. Things can't be too bad with the COVID. She's closing down for a week to go on vacation. So she's closed down. She closed down this afternoon and doesn't open up till next Wednesday morning. That's bad for me. So, but what I'm thinking is business can't be bad if she can take a week off during this COVID, So that's my bad news, by the way. I won't be going out to breakfast for the next few days. Anyway, let me get started. We got some more people. Rich White's joined us. Kingpin's in there. Patriot in the dark. Why are you doing out there, Patriot? Why ain't you in here? Raphael's joined us. M. Gabrielle, is how you pronounce it, is here. So, good to see you are. Good to see you. So, what can I say? It's, I don't know if I mentioned it last Wednesday. I know I mentioned it on Saturday. I got my appointment with the orthopedic surgeon on November the 6th. So, hopefully, I'll be going up there in a good mood and not a bad mood, because we lost. So, see how it goes. So, yeah, I'm glad somebody feels sorry for me with my diner being closed for a week. Oh yeah, I mean, also I've been wearing the last couple of days. I've been wearing bib overalls too, out to the diner and stuff. And they're all saying, "Oh my God, look at him! He's finally coming around to being a country guy." I said, "Not really." So, all right, Patriot in the Dark's in here. We can start getting going now. How you doing? Anyway, let me introduce my panel. Up here in the corner, we got the Blind Shooter. How you doing?
Doing good, Rick. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Then we've got New York Outcast. How you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks for having me. Sorry to hear about your diner.
Yeah, I know. A whole week without going.
Yeah, I got some bad news myself today. As far as something like that, my local gun shop, the closest one to me, where you can walk in, buy a firearm with no BS, is selling, going out of business. So,
that's worse than my diner closing down.
Yeah. So
now, that is sad.
I guess I can make a deal. So if anybody wants to pitch in with $240,000, let me know. It's a small shop, but we'll work something out.
All right. Hey, Kingpin, how you doing?
Not too shabby. Good to see everybody. Thanks for having me, Rick.
Yeah. Guns and Barbecue, how you doing?
Oh, it's been better, but can't complain overall. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Oh, Rich White says, Rick wearing bib overalls. My God, he's turning into a hillbilly. Yeah.
You've got mail.
Yeah. And here we go. The man, the myth, the legend, Patriot in the Dark. How you doing?
Hey, it looks like we got the band back together. Everybody's here.
Except for Squib.
Yeah, he's out there lurking. He
he lurks in the chat. I don't know why he's not coming in, but that's okay.
probably
All
busy
right.
work time.
So, all right.
Good evening.
You guys have got anything you want to bring up? Shooting with disabilities wise? No.
What about mag loaders? You know, we talk a lot about the different calibers and stuff like that, as far as grip issues or arthritis type of issues, or maybe even not having certain digits on your hand. Uh, what about mag loaders? Do you use the mag loaders if you're having issues with your hands, or do you find it just as easy to just use your thumb?
Good point. No, I use mag loaders. I use the can never pronounce it, the Tutula, whatever it's called, mag loader.
The uploader?
Because I can't push it down with my thumbs anymore. You know? So that's what I use. I use it. I mean, I bought it originally for 45 ACP, but I've used it on my 9mm as well. You have to go a bit slower for the bullet sits right, but it does work, you know. But luckily with my 380 on those on the 380 EZ, it has those little knobs on the side like the 22s do, that you can pull it down with your thumbnail as you're loading it to make it easier. I mean, I got to, because with this arthritis, it makes it hard. And if I use my thumb, the time I get around to ready to shoot, my hands are hurting so bad I don't feel like shooting. So that's why I use them. So, or unless I load all the mags up, I'm going to shoot a couple of days ahead of time here at home. But I even use the mag loaders here at home too when I'm doing it. What about
you?
you?
Have multiple?
Do
you
what?
Have more than one?
What, mag loader?
Yeah, for different calibers, or
no? I got one. I got one I originally bought for 45 ACP, and it will work on a 9mm, but you have to hold it and load it slowly. You can't jam one in after another because the bullet won't fall right. You know, sometimes the bullet will flip or stand up. So, but if you do it gently, it will drop in, no problem. You know, so that's what I mean. Yeah, I could buy another one for 9mm, but I don't shoot a lot of 9. You know, I don't hardly shoot 45 anymore either. But I got to. I mean, and I don't need it for my 45 my 45 Colt, because that's a revolver. So, and I said my 380, they have the little tabs on the side. So you just pull them down with your thumbnail and you load them that way. Makes it a hell of a lot easier. I think all guns should have that, personally.
I own the 9mm up Luo one, and at first I used to think, it's just ridiculous. Use your man fingers, but especially when it gets cold, you start pushing them in, doing a lot. It comes a pain. So.
Oh yeah.
First time I used it, it seemed little funny, and now I love the thing. Like 2-3 times, it's definitely faster. It's definitely easier. In my opinion, it's worth the money. So,
oh yeah. When I was shooting,
whether you got a problem or not, it's just better. When
I was shooting 45, especially when I was in Rhode Island there, and reloading my mags on the back of the tailgate, using that thing was beautiful. You load them up in no time. Jason Stewart says the how you pronounce it is the only way to go. Yes, you got to. But I mean, I don't own a Glock. I never bought one. But doesn't Glock give you a loader like that when you buy one in the box? Talk to me. I guess nobody here owns a Glock.
Yeah, we're not Glock people.
No, we have good guns. But I did buy a gun that came with the little square box for the magazines, but I wouldn't say it was a Glock. It was a real gun.
But I mean, did the loader thing work?
Yeah, I used it once or twice, kind of like what Rob was saying. When I first got the gun, it was January, so shooting through the winter outside, reloading magazines is can be torture on your hands. So put that little thing in there and just rock the rounds in real quick as you go. I mean, you still got to do one round at a time, but it's a lot easier.
Oh yeah, I mean, even with the uploader, how you pronounce it, it's one at a time, but you just slip it in there and it just goes in real easy because it's putting the pressure on the spring instead of your thumb. You know, is what I like about it with my arthritis. The best thing ever invented, in my opinion. And I noticed, I mean, I don't have an AR-15, but I've seen loaders out there where, like, you load the ammunition in, then you put the mag in it and you slide it, and it loads the whole thing in one go. You know, so what about you, Guns and Barbecue? Do you use a what you call it, loader? To load your ammo? Talk to me, Guns and Barbecue. Hit the mute key. No, he must have walked away, or he's having trouble. So let's move on. Who else? Blind shooter.
Yes, sir.
Do you use your thumb or do you use a Maglula?
I use a speed loader for the 9 and my 45, and then my 357's a revolver, so I just drop them in by hand.
Now, do you have one for each caliber, or do you use one for both of them?
I use one for both.
Yeah, like I do. Yeah, that works. And I got New York and Kingpins, man. Guns and Barbecue, you back yet? Huh. Well, he must have said, what about you, Patriot?
I don't. I don't have a speed loader. I mean, I've, speed strips, for ARs and stuff, that way, but nothing that was mechanical or no. My dad's bought a couple of those. He's an old guy and he likes extra
So you
accessories, but yeah, I just muscle them in, or I sucker in whoever's with me to fill them.
Once a Marine, always a Marine. You just muscle them in there.
Well, I don't know. I've seen them.
Or you can to do it.
Well, I get the classic, ads or whatever, emails, but where it says, "Oh, put it in your cart before I tell you how much," and so I just say screw it. So
yeah,
probably tell me the price right off. I mean,
those speed loaders aren't cheap. Well, they weren't when I bought mine. I think it was over $20.
Yeah, I think it's like $25 or something like that.
Yeah. But they're well made.
I felt the same way he did for a long time, but let me tell you, I think it's worth
it. I know.
If you only shoot a mag or two every once in a while, it's no big deal. But if you're gonna go load up 6, 7 mags, you'd appreciate having it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, like I said, my dad's got them and stuff, but I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Well,
but shooting like a 1911, I don't need a speed loader to load a mag. So.
Well, I mean, it's not a speed loader. I mean, I just need to even.
Yeah, the pressure.
I need the help to push the bullet down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree that they're a good Christmas present. So if you're looking and you can't find ammo and you can't find a firearm because they're all sold out, there are a lot of things you can pick up like that.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to get me one for the 9mm, go for it. Yeah. So Guns and Barbecue is back. So do you use those speed loaders or to load your ammo, or do you do it the old-fashioned way with your thumbs?
I normally do it the old-fashioned way. However, years ago when I bought my Ruger P95, they actually included just a little simple metal speed loader to help push the rounds down. And I find that for most double-stack magazines, that thing works with them all.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So there you go. That's the way to go. That's the new way to go. Is use those speed loaders or whatever you want to call them. I said the one I have of the name I can't pronounce, the uploader, whatever the uploader, how you pronounce it, is well made. It's well worth the money, I think. So, I mean, put it this way, I was glad I bought it. So, anybody else can
Well, I heard a lot about, not necessarily them, but these products being junk for years. That's why I never even bothered. And I've even talked to a few salespeople. Is it really worth my time? Some places are with, years ago they were close to $40. So
yeah.
Now they've come down in price and whatnot. But again, for $25 or whatever, I think it's well worth it. And I'm pretty dang cheap. So granted, again, that's just my opinion, but I was on the other side where I just thought it was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Unless you're loading a few hundred rounds a day. But honestly, it's a blessing even if you're only loading 20, 30 rounds. So
yeah. And Gabrielle says I can't bring myself to pay $34 for a piece of plastic in a little spring.
One way you could look at it is if you go to an indoor range and you're paying for a half hour or an hour time, and that's, whatever your range costs, sitting there filling mags, while you're wasting your time while you could be shooting, that loader is probably cheaper than another half hour, another hour.
You're right. I mean, because like when I went to the indoor range in Rhode Island, it was $25 an hour. So you wanted to load your mags as fast as you could. But I said, I mean, now that loader is around $25, and I think it's well worth the money. I really do. Oh, we lost Blind Shooter. He got disconnected there. Hope he comes back. I know he's at work, so he might not come back. But I think those loaders. I mean, I before I started getting my arthritis so bad in my hands. I mean, you're pushing them down there, and your thumb's hitting the top of the mag, and your thumb gets all red and sore. I thought, hell with that. Then I had the arthritis kick in, and especially during the winter months, and that loader just made I bit the bullet, excuse the pun, and bought one, and I haven't regretted it. It sits in my my range bag all the time. Because I used to, when I like with my M&P 45, I have, because that was my main gun. It came with 3 mags. And I bought another 10, I think, that I bought over a period of a couple of years off the internet. Some of them were secondhand. They were, I took them all apart, cleaned them, put them back together, and they work great. But when you're loading them up with that mag loader, it makes life a hell of a lot easier. I would load them all up before I went down the range. Sure does make the bag heavy, but then I have boxes of ammo in there as well. Or I say not boxes, these plastic containers from my reloading. And I would load them up again when this is talking about now I was in Rhode Island. I haven't done that. I don't shoot it here. So, but that little gadget, that little pin or knob or whatever they call it on the side of the magazine of the 380 is another godsend. Just put your thumbnail on it as you're loading it. Just push it down and load each bullet in there. That's great too. It's getting very it's very convenient for us old people who have arthritis in the hands, especially. So, there was there was another topic I was going to bring up, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, I don't know if we bring this one up on Saturday or bring it up today. I'm going to bring it up today. Somebody mentioned it. So winter's coming on. Do you change calibers? I.e., do you go up to a bigger gun? Because do you believe that, you need some. I mean, like my 380. If somebody's wearing a T-shirt, a shirt, a sweatshirt, a jacket, because it's damn freezing outside, is my 380 going to go through it? Or do I need to go back to my 45 to make sure my bullet penetrates? That's what I'm talking about. I mean, do you need to go up a caliber during the winter months because of people's clothing? What do you think, Guns and Barbecue?
Honestly, with ballistics today, I don't think it's that much of a concern. Back, 30, 40 years ago, I think that was a more realistic concern. But like I said, with modern day ballistics, I don't think we have to worry about it nearly as much. And as far as like my personal carry, I'm always carrying a 10 millimeter or a 44 Magnum. So.
Okay. All right. Kingpin, what about you?
I don't really think that caliber choice makes a difference because, I mean, that little surgical mask isn't going to stop anything.
Yeah, good point. I mean, I agree. I think with today's ballistics on weapons and the way ammo has changed, you get a good 380. It's going to go through almost what a 9 mil is going to go through, I feel.
It also, I guess, would come down to, your regions. Patriots' winters are considerably different than my winters, and my winters are considerably different than yours. If you're in a region, if you live in Arizona, I don't think 70-degree winter is going to make much of a difference. When you live in Maryland and it's negative 17, maybe the caliber might make a difference.
Yeah. So what about you, New York Outcast?
I IWB and AK-47 in the winter. Yeah, it's better to be safe, but no, I still stick with 9. I'm not concerned about it. So to me, it's it's shot placement and getting shots on target. So I think if all you're carrying is a little Dillinger or something, you might want to think twice. But if you have something that's I guess even a 380 or whatever would probably be all right or something, but something that actually had a little bit of barrel to it so you were getting something out of it, I think would be fine. But again, it all falls back to shot placement. So, and like Kingpin said, where you live, if you're somewhere where people are wearing 5, 6, 7 layers, you might want to, relook at that. But in most cases, I think it would probably still do the job.
Yeah, you're right. Patriot, what about you up there in Michigan when the cold weather comes?
Yeah, I don't change. I carry the same thing normally. I mean, I do a rotation anyways, but it's just, it depends on what I'm wearing. If it's, if I'm dressed up or if it's casual or it's just something different. That's the only thing that really changes what I carry. But yeah, I don't think that the caliber thing is a big deal anyways. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're wearing, Carhartt bibs and a coat, 3 layers of Carhartt canvas. I'm still pretty sure, a 380 or even a 32 ACP will go through it. And it doesn't have to poke them very hard to let them know that you're shooting them. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I don't either, really.
The other thing is, if you are concerned about that, you can go to the extreme penetrators or whatever, the same caliber. There's
that's what I use.
The solid copper or whatever magic ones that are a little bit more.
That's what I use on my 380 as my defense ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just going from like critical defense to a higher a plus P or whatever. I mean, then you wouldn't even have to change. But I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah. Oh, Rich White said in the chat, everyone should be carrying a 88 Magnum. According to the documentary, Johnny Dangerous, they shoot through schools. Just don't try shooting it through a school to test that. So I haven't seen that documentary. Anybody else have?
You farg ice hole.
The what?
You said Johnny Dangerously, right?
Yeah, in some documentary.
Let's say in the movie Johnny Dangerously, one of the guys says, "You fart in ice hole."
Yeah. I mean, Rich White says he carries extreme penetrators in his Shield 380 EZ. That's what I do. I mean, I had the bullets. I loaded them myself, but I got the extreme penetrators. They're the ones that look like a Phillips screwdriver head on them, So, yeah. Somebody brought something up. I want to backtrack when we were talking about loaders. It wasn't loaders per se, but a little gripe I have is the price of magazines. I'm not talking about, I know they're more expensive in this COVID shortage of ammo and guns and everything else. But even before that hit, I mean, like to buy a new mag for my 45 was around $28, and I think that's about the price for my 380 too. I mean, as I said, I bought a lot of secondhand ones for my 45 to use down the range. And I kept the 3 mags that came with it, the use for when I was carrying concealed. But magazines I think are outrageous price. Why are they? And I mean, is there a reason why for a piece of metal they charge so much money?
I think it's an important part of a semi-automatic firearm. Without a proper magazine, it's not going to work. Obviously, like your Smith & Wesson mags, yes, they are more money. I think they do a pretty good job making them. Are they worth that extra money? I don't know, but I've definitely seen worse. And they do offer some aftermarket. People complain about aftermarket, but with the Smith & Wesson series, I've had nothing but pretty much good results. So.
And you have to remember that mags are disposable too. Or you just change the insides.
I think mags are way too expensive.
I do too. I mean, the AK-47 is made out of stamped metal. Why can't they stamp magazines? Wouldn't it work out cheaper? Just a thought. Or, I mean, what about making them out of, Kydex or whatever, plastic? It's got to be a cheaper way of doing it and still be functional. Or am I just being a cheap ass here?
I ordered 2 AR mags. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say Rick's on to something there. They do make polymer mags. They're called P mags. Buy yourself an AR-15. You can get some plastic mags.
Yeah, I ordered 2 today. $11.99 each.
Yeah, but I mean, they should be making those for semi-auto handguns.
I wouldn't put a plastic mag in my AR if it was the only mag left on the planet. I'd just swing it like a bat. I will not use a plastic mag in my AR.
Why?
They're junk. And obviously there's going to be thousands of people. I got 15 of them and they work perfectly. Well, I got 4 or 5 of them and they all work like crap. So I gave them all away.
All right.
I like the standard metal magazines. Even for the handguns, I prefer a standard metal magazine. But no matter what they're made out of, I agree with you, Rick. They cost way too much.
Yeah. The gun snob called you a Magnus. For like a racist, but a Magnus.
Oh, I wear it proud. I I jumped on the bandwagon and grabbed. I probably had 10 of them at one time, all different brands, the expensive kind, the cheap gun show kind, and none of them functioned well. I mean, like they got through the rounds, but they didn't function all that great.
Okay, now that 1520, the M&P 1522 I had came with 2 PMags. They were plastic or polymer or whatever it's called. I mean, they worked flawlessly every time I use it. Mind you, I of course I don't have it anymore. I swapped it out for that lever action. So Gunsnob says he's got 40 plus PMags and they all work perfectly.
I was gonna say I could speak to the M&P mags, the 1522. So I've got a bunch of them, and I've used them for over 7 years, something like that. So and they ran fine. But keep in mind that's a 22. It doesn't take much to keep that straight and in order. So
true.
The polymer mags for AR-15, I haven't had any issues with the one I have. There is a couple of brands out there that have metal upper ends. So if you're concerned with it wearing out at the top or whatnot, that might be an option. But I haven't tested all of them out. So my choice, I go with the standard metal, aluminum, or steel mags, but they didn't have them available.
But here's a thing for you guys, talking about why we're on the mag issue. Do you guys actually take time to clean yours? Take them apart, clean them?
I do.
I mean, if you drop them on the ground, they get dirt and shit inside them,
I do. I don't clean it every time, but every few times I shoot, sometimes longer than I probably should, I'll definitely pull them out and clean them, and dry them all out and keep them good, which is a good thing I do because I found especially like your EDC, like if you throw an extra mag in your pocket, you'll find pieces of lint, all types of crap in there. I don't think it would stop it, but it still isn't good.
Yeah, I was going to say that your carry, make sure that you pull those mags and do that once in a while. You don't want a caterpillar living in there.
Oh yeah, I mean I do as like I don't do it every time I clean my gun, but every few months I'll pull them out and open them up, pull out the springs, make sure there's no dirt and stuff in there. Want to run a clean rag through them or whatever, to make sure everything's all right. Look at the spring, make sure it looks fine, and stop and put it all back together. Works fine for me. Okay, Rich White says the HK USP only has polymer mags. Mine work flawlessly. So, isn't that a handgun?
Yeah, I think that's the one he's talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I think one of the problems with the price on magazines is there's such a wide variety of magazines. Then, if you ever messed around and experimented at all, like a CZ75 magazine, Ruger P Series magazine, Beretta magazines, they're all the same width. I could actually swap mags out of any one of those guns. But then you got issues where, well, you could say, oh, the bodies are the same. It should be, just cracking these out. But then you got the issues where the magazine releases are in different places. So I had actually seen a thing where you could actually take Beretta magazines and make them work in the CZ75, but you had to recut the magazine release notch on it, which people were doing because I don't know why. I think you just get the proper magazine, but whatever. So I think part of it is supply and demand, with how many different guns are out there, and things like that. How many people are actually going out and buying new magazines that are firearms owners.
Yeah. Well, I think they should have a standard industry mag release. So all mags work with each other to a certain degree. I know there's some guns you can't do it, but
it sounds like communism.
Well, some of
Yeah,
the
that's
companies don't
wrong.
even make their own mags. They use like Macar or whatever that make them for them, I think, right? So some of the ones that are made by the same company for, multiple companies.
Yeah,
But yeah, I would never try to make, a uniform thing because I don't want a Glock mag.
Right. And you definitely want function. Different designs and shapes would be hard to contour around the same exact
Yeah.
magazine all the time.
Well, I have
Without
problems
risking
with.
proper function.
Yeah, I guess so. But there's some guns that will use a Glock mags, right? And they're not Glocks, but the Glock mag will fit in them. Or is that
Yeah, a
because
lot of companies are switching over to make their guns compatible with Glock mags, like the Ruger pistol caliber carbine. I believe they did that. I think you have to use an adapter, I believe, but if you wanted to use Glock mags, you use that adapter, and boom, you can use Glock mags. And companies are doing this just because they're so prevalent.
all right.
Yeah, I had a problem with. I bought some spare mags and I had a stack of them I had the CZ50
You're roboting on
and
it.
a FAG, the original Walther TP. Oh, sorry. Is that better?
You're all right now, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyways, I had for the 32 ATP, the CZ50, the CZ70, the FAG, and I got a 42 Walther PP, and all the mags are about the same size. So if you have them in a stack, and you have 5, 10 each, then once you get them mixed up, it's a pain to make sure that you have them reorganized. So especially for me not be able to see them, I can't just read the numbers or anything. So I have to make sure I keep everything separated.
Yeah. I agree with Jason Stewart here. Every gun should take in a 1911 mag. If it don't, it ain't a real gun,
Single
Now,
stack. Ugh.
now talking about 1911s, I got because I have a Rock Island 1911. It's a great gun. I mean, it really is. But I mean, it's an 8-round. And somebody gave me a 1911. Somebody said, "Oh, I got an old 1911 mag." I said, he said, "I got rid of it years ago, but I got the mag." He said, "You want it?" I said, "Yeah, I'll take it." And he gave it to me. I threw it in my range bag, and it wasn't until I got home I realized it was only a 7-rounder. So, like with those 8-rounders, I can slap them in. With that 7-rounder, I sort of have to slap it in and then stick my thumb or finger up, on the bottom to make it click because it goes up inside the mag well, which is a pain in the ass. But
It actually fits up in there with the plate, with the butt plate of the mag actually slides up inside.
Yeah, it works.
Wow.
Yeah, it works, and it works. I use it. It's only.
See, I go the other way with.
If I was carrying, I haven't carried it since I've been to Indiana, but I've carried the 1911, and I wouldn't take that the 7-rounder with me. I'd only use the 8-rounders when I was out and about carrying. So I didn't want because I didn't.
I take my 8 and my 10.
Do what?
So when I shoot my Colt, I got that the new Agent, and so it's a shorter mag. It's the 7-round, and so I'll take the 8 and the 10, and they stick out the bottom, which makes me look like one of those Glock guys with them funny sticks. But
yeah,
I don't care what it looks like. Just at the range, but
yeah. Now talking about that, like the 380, it's 8 rounds. Right, and you can hold one in the chamber. You put one in the chamber. Normally, what I'll do is I'll slide the mag in, rack it. So one's in the chamber. Then I'll drop out the mag, and I'll put another round in to bring it out 8, and put that back in. But to get it in there, you really got to push it in for it to catch. I mean, it fires fine, and I noticed that I had the same issue with my M&P 45 too. If you like that only had 10 round mags, you put one in the chamber, then you refill it and put it up there. Oh man. A lot of times I would just only leave the mag with 9 in it because it was a lot easier to slam it in there, you know?
That last round can be tricky. I've gotten in the habit where if I had to, empty or whatever, I would manually just drop my loose round, you'll say, back in the hole and then, insert the mag. Obviously, let the slide come back and then insert the mag, so you don't have to mess around with that last round. Because with I don't know if it's a Smith and Wesson thing or what, but especially the shield, when you're loading up your last round, it's a little difficult.
What's bad practice gun websites? He's telling me that I've done something that's bad practice. What? Only putting 9 rounds in the mag instead of 10? Another thing I noticed with my M&P 45, right? What you finish firing it, the slide locks back. And I think they're made this way. You drop the mag and you slam in a new mag, it automatically goes forward. You don't have to pull it back.
9mm like that, and truthfully, I like it.
I liked it too. I like it too. Yeah. When I'm on the range,
when you're moving quick, it just it's boom and you're going.
You can reload it really fast. Yeah. I mean, I haven't noticed that on my 380 EZ though. It hasn't done that. But then again, I've only loaded the mag slowly. I haven't done a real sort of like drop it and slam it in there. Sort of like if I was trying to do something.
Give it a slap and try it out.
Yeah, I think I will next time I go down the raid, see if it works. A full mag is designed to be put into an empty gun. Yeah, but if you have one in the chamber, it's not an empty gun, is it? So I mean that when you put one in the chamber on the M&P 45, then you have 10 rounds in the mag, and you try to put that mag in there. It takes some force to get it up there to catch.
Well, not every gun is a +1. People, you would assume that every single gun is a +1, but they're not. Just like every single gun's not whatever, like the same thing you guys were talking about, where you smack the mag in real hard and it drops the slide.
Yeah.
Not every gun's designed to do that.
Nah. Oh, Buck in the chat says XDS does that too. So okay. Yeah, you're right. I never ever looked if that M&P 45 was a 10+1. I never really looked. I just automatically assumed.
Well, if you've got to slam it home, like aggressively slam it home, it's probably not. Now, that's just my guess. Rich White's out there. He knows, everything about the G-webs and all them. But I would assume if you've got to force it home like that with the one in the chamber, then it's not designed to do that.
Yeah. I never even thought about that. I just thought all semi-autos were always one, +1.
I can state with mine, I don't have to force it home or anything. That would be like as if you were shooting, you went to empty and you slapped a new mag and you can just pop up, so there's nothing in the hole, and the slide will just pop and slide right forward. Enter battery, so you're ready to go.
No gun is designed to do that at Kingpin. That's a broken gun. No. My M&P is made to do that. Because I actually took it back to the store and said, "Is this broken?" Because I was new to guns. And he goes, "What?" I said, "Well, you slam a mag in there." I said, "And it automatically slides forward again." He goes, "Yeah, that's the way they're made." So there you go. I mean, and other people who have had
Another
M&P
advantage of being an M&P owner.
You know, it must be an M&P thing, I guess. But the XDS does it too. So I think there is guns that are designed that way. You know, I like it myself. I really do.
Yeah, I like it. It's much quicker. You don't have to worry about remembering, if that makes any sense. So it's one less step to remember.
Yeah.
Not saying that's a good habit not to remember. You got a different gun, but you know,
well, you know what I'm going to do?
Quick.
I only read the manual, and I didn't really read it. I just looked at the pictures, how to break it down to clean it. So, I mean, I don't use the 45 anymore, but I still got the manual. I still got the box up there with the lock in it and everything, and all the paperwork. You know, in case I ever sell it. I doubt if I ever will, but I'll pull out the manual and actually read it and see what it says.
Check it out, Rick. But I'm pretty sure that is normal. Because, like I said, it happens for me as well. So it'd be shocking that we're both one-offs.
Yeah, I just sold my M&P Shield and gave away that original box.
Yeah. Oh, Rich White says his M&Ps don't slam forward if you slam a mag in. All right. And gun websites has challenged me to show him any Smith & Wesson brochure that claims that it is a feature.
I just did it with my Shield, but I normally do it with my full size.
Did it do it with your Shield?
Yes, it did.
I just tried it with mine. I've got the compact in 40, and it didn't do it. I'll go grab some other guns.
Yeah. So, hang on. I don't want to. I think I'm too small to even be recognized by you two. Oh, let me see. Come here. Hit. Let me take. It's a loaded mag. Has it got 10 in it? Yeah. Make sure there's not one in the chamber. Just lock it back.
All right, well, it was a good time entertaining you folks tonight. Rick's going to show a gun, and we're going to get turned off. So have a lovely night.
Well, yeah. Can you see the gun? I think I'm trying to hold it below the camera.
Are you asking the guys if they can see the gun, really?
Yeah, it's below. I can't see it, Rick.
All right, here we go. Did you hear it? The slide went forward.
Well, ultimately, I just grabbed my P226 or 229, and it slammed forward. But really, going back to G-Web's point, it's really all anecdotal until you can find somewhere in a manufacturer's paperwork that says it's designed to do that. Then it's really anecdotal.
I mean, when I'm slamming it in, am I slamming it in so hard that it's making it go forward?
It looked a little hard to me, Rick. Mine does it without that much force, but again, you give it a good tap, but you really racked it.
Okay, I won't give it so much force this time. Well, see, that time it didn't go forward.
Yeah, I've got to slap it pretty good, so.
Yeah, I've got to slap. I mean, it's got to be a sort of like a decent ass slap for it to work. You know? Now, see, I don't have my gun bag in here and trying to put this 10th bullet back in the mag. Damn, that hurts my thumbs. So,
see, one of the reasons I would have trouble believing that a manufacturer would design a semi-auto that way is what if you had a slam fire when you drop the slide? That's already a safety issue that that could just pop up, and if it came back that hey, it's a manufacturer defect, they're going to be on the hook for a lot of money. Factor in,
but it should be able to drop in the battery without discharging.
But my point is, if they designed the handgun to actually close itself, and then you had something like that on top of it happen, that would be even worse. Because at least if you put your magazine in, then rack the firearm, you should have it pointed in the safe direction at that point.
I don't know. I think you're jealous. It's a great feature, whether it's designed to or not. It works that way. It makes it quicker on range.
I am a nice.
I personally like it. Whether it's right or wrong, I like it. You know, and the gun functions. You know.
I will state, if you don't press it hard, it doesn't do it. But if you're like in a struggle, in a serious situation, more than likely it's going to do it. If you're in an incident, you do a tactical reload, more than likely it's going to do it. And at that time, that extra second, not reaching around for a thumb lock or trying to do the whiplash or however you do your thing, that's, you know, anything that can be skipped is a plus, you know, and in the end.
And also,
the slide lock doesn't catch.
I mean, even when you're slapping in a magazine, you should have it pointed in a safe direction, anyways.
Yeah,
I agree to that. Yeah, because you never know. It's not supposed to, but yeah, you never know.
The slide lock is just a very small amount of material, anyways, holding the slide back. And so, you know, a jerk like that, if you got rounded off parts or wore out parts, they can do that too.
true. Well,
and it's not caught by very much.
Day
So
one.
you know, I don't believe it's designed to do that. You know,
maybe as you said, hitting it releases the mag lock. You know,
well, there's some people think that a slide lock or a slide release, you know, everybody calls it something different, and different manufacturers might call it something different. But you know, just trying to push it down or push it forward and then down to release a slide, you know, they're all designed a little different. I mean, all manufacturers, but you know, I've never used it as a slide release. You know, I see it as a slide lock, which some people just reach up and try to push it down and slide forward. So it's the same kind of thing. It just depends on how it's made and how it actually mechanically locks in there.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just reading the chat here. There, I guess it's not a feature that is. I'm going to pull out the M&P mag in the next day or so. Not mag, the manual, and read it and see what it says. Just see if it is in there anywhere, because mine's done it since day one. As I said, the first time I took it, because I bought it, and I was using the indoor range at those times, and the first time I used it, that happened. And I thought there was something wrong with it. And that's why I asked the guy behind the counter. I said, is it broken? You know, because I don't know anything about guns. He goes, no. He said, the M&P 45 does that.
It's probably a New England thing, you know, New York and Rhode Island way up there. Maybe you got to watch them guys. They might be doing that just as a setup.
You might got to turn around mags in.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, I was new to guns, so I mean, I'm taking the guy behind the counter's word. I mean, I don't know how smart he was, or how gun savvy he was. You know what I'm saying? I just asked the guy behind the counter. He worked in a gun store. I figured he knew what he was talking about.
But you really want to know, call Smith and Wesson. You know? Call Smith and Wesson if you really want to know. They got a 1-800 number, and usually you can get right in touch with somebody. So, again, I noticed it right after I got my first M&P, and I smiled first time it happened. I was like, "Oh, will that be repeatable?" And it was. So I was happy. I seen it as a new feature.
Yeah, G-Web said, if you think going to a class and learning how to work a gun is just tactical nonsense, then you will continue to be amazed at how to work tools as you discover each thing. Oh, yeah. You're right. So, hey, I don't know. I like the feature on my M&P 45. That's all I'm saying.
Anybody said that.
You know? So, but I'm going to see if it does say it in the manual. And I will let you know. I'll try to let me write that down. See if I can get it done before Saturday. So I got to write it down, otherwise I forget it. You know, my memory's going bad. Read 45 M&P manual. Okay, I wrote it down. All right. See if we can have an answer for Saturday. Yeah. G-Web says, my car starts every time I close the door and goes into drive when I turn the key. So much more efficient. I mean, I can see where he's coming from, So, anyway.
I don't. I think that's a dumb comparison. Obviously, he just has a stick up his whatever about it, but it's a function that works fine. Out of years, it's never been an issue. I don't see what the problem is. If you don't like it, don't buy an M&P. It's pretty simple.
There you go. I agree with you on that one, too. I just thought it was funny what G-Web said. But, but anyway, moving on. It's almost 8 o'clock, guys. My quiz. Now, guys, I didn't think it was that hard. Now, as everybody knows, the prize is a bunch of stickers, a wheeled and well-armed patch, and a pack or deck of Old West Guns playing cards. That is the prize. And I got 2 wrong answers. Well, they're not wrong. It's only half of the you only gave me half the answer because I asked 2 questions. I've only got 1 person with the correct answer right now. And all I'm going to say, I'm not going to mention any names. I don't know if he's in the chat tonight, but he hasn't entered my contest in ages, and the first one he enters, he gets right. That's what I'm saying. But, he's a past multi-winner. So.
All right, it's Guns and Barbecue. Woo!
Oh, talking about that, did you receive a package from me?
I did.
Okay. I couldn't remember if I sent yours out or not. So
yes, right. I did. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Now, the question for Saturday's quiz. I'm running this 2 weeks in a row because I said I only had 2 wrong answers on Saturday, so I let the question run another week. In the novel written by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child, with the main character of Special Agent Pendergast, 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 Aloysius, I think his first name is. I want to know what his personal sidearm is usually. What it is usually. There's about 20 books, and 19 of them, it has the same gun. But in the very first novel, Relic, he carried a different gun, and I want to know what his personal sidearm is usually, and what was the gun he carried in the novel Relic. Special Agent Pendergast by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child.
Probably a Glock.
Get that into me by 12 noon Eastern time, the only time zone that matters, by this Saturday, and you'll be in to win that fantastic prize. So there we go. Well, that's the quiz. I mean, come on, guys, it ain't that hard to look that up in the on Google. See, that's another thing. I talked about that real quick. That thing in the I read the other day, the anti-lawsuit against Google, which I think is a good thing anyway. But you think about, I mean, they do have a monopoly, per se. I mean, if somebody says, "Oh, what about this?" It's become part of everyday language around the world. Just Google it.
Unless you DuckDuckGo it.
So
that's what I use.
Use what?
DuckDuckGo.
Okay. But do you say that to people, or do you say just Google it?
I said just get away from me and go ask your kid, because usually the old people asking me stuff. Nobody asked me anything anyway.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so we're coming up to 8 o'clock here, and it's Wednesday night, so it's grilled cheese night. Grilled cheese and onion, I think, tonight. That's what I'm going to have. And I use red onions because red onions are hotter or warmer. I don't know what the correct word would be. I think red onions have more bite in them than white onions or regular onions, yellow onions. That's my that's my personal take on it anyway. Well, put it this way: if I'm peeling a yellow onion, I have no problems. When I'm peeling a red onion, my eyes always water every time. That's how I gauge it. So cooked or raw. What's that? My onions and my grilled cheese and onion. Well, I put the cheese in, then I'll lay the onion on top, then put the other slice of bread on it and cook it that way. So yeah, the onion doesn't really get cooked because it doesn't, because the cheese is melted and the bread's done before the onion's cooked. It's warm. Let's put it that way. But it's still good. So you ought to try it. Don't knock it until you try it, is what I say. All right. You know what I had for breakfast this morning? My diet went to hell.
Tacos.
No, I had it was the morning, it was the breakfast special. It was biscuits and gravy and sausage patties.
And you didn't invite me.
Oh man.
Gosh.
So it was 3 biscuits smothered in gravy. I mean, I'm talking, you couldn't see the biscuits. There was that much gravy on there, plus 2 sausage patties, and a large iced tea, $5. Hell, you can't afford to stay skinny.
I don't feel like that.
So, but I know I shouldn't have had it. I mean, when she told me, she said biscuits and gravy and sausage. First thought that come to my head, oh God, Rob's going to say something. But I said, yeah, go for it.
Biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
What you didn't invite me over?
Biscuits and gravy and sausage patties. It went down.
All in moderation.
I'll be honest with you.
Moderation.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't eat the 3rd biscuit. I was that full.
Yeah, that's good. At least you didn't just force yourself to get it down just because it was good. So
yeah, it might be an England thing, G-Webs. A grilled cheese and onion. Because normally, if I'm just making a regular cheese sandwich, I'll put onion on it. If I'm if I'm making it with just bread and cheese, I'll throw raw onion on it. So maybe it is an English thing.
I looked at my book real quick, Rick, the Smith & Wesson M&P book here, and it doesn't state that that's a feature. So I will state that for the record for everybody out there. And it does say, pull the slide to the rear and release it.
Okay.
It to, carry fully forward.
Yeah.
So, and it is listed as a slide stop on the M&P, not a slide release, just to clear up all that stuff. So,
all right.
May not be made that way, but I like it that way.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Rich White, we got fighting words here. He said Welsh Rabbit is an open-faced grilled cheese, but Rick says it ain't. It ain't. Cheese on toast. Welsh Rabbit is cheese on toast. A grilled cheese sandwich is not toast. A Welsh Rabbit is your Welsh Rabbit is you put the bread in a toaster. You toast the bread. Then you put butter on it. Then you slap your I use sharp cheddar cheese on it. You stick it under the broiler, and cheese melts and bubbles, and you put it out. That is toast. That is not a grilled cheese. Grilled cheese is basically.
Sounds like toasted grilled cheese to me.
I mean, no, grilled cheese basically is a fried, because you're cooking it in a frying pan. You're browning the bread one side, flipping it over brown the other. That's not toasting the bread. That's frying the bread. There is a difference. So, I tell you, you guys are...
Unless you learned how to make grilled cheese from Mr. Midnight Range, and then you would know the secret of making a real grilled cheese sandwich. So you might want to check out Midnight Range, his grilled cheese. It's a secret.
Well, I mean, when they do grilled cheese in a restaurant or in a diner, they're using that big flat pan thing and they flip it on there. If they're making toast, they don't make their toast on those damn things. They make it in a toaster. So you toast the bread, butter it, put the cheese on it, throw it under the broiler.
Oh, they toast buns on a grill.
You know?
On the flat top.
Yep.
Yeah.
Toast it first.
Yeah.
Subway throws it in a little microwave toaster thing, but normal places toast it on a flat top.
You know? Well,
Kingpin may not like this, but a lot of times they use mayonnaise.
Just because my answer is not the same as yours doesn't mean I'm wrong.
Speaking of the whole slide release and stuff, I used to own a house that you would have to turn on the basement light for the coffee pot in the kitchen to turn on. That was real. That was one of those turn the key and the car goes into drive things. So I think the guy that built that house probably worked on G's car. So
just like pissing off his wife.
Yeah, well, you eat your Welsh rabbit with a knife and fork, G-Webs. That's the way you're meant to. But normally I don't. I'll pick it up in my my hand or my fingers and eat it that way. But
like a pizza.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to be polite, doing the Queen's thing, you would use a knife and
put brown sauce on it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
What if we cut it with a pizza?
Oh, like I made this Sunday. I had some boneless chicken thighs. I grilled them on the grill outside. Then I roasted some potatoes in the. I know my moderate. I didn't eat as many as I do, but I roasted my potatoes, golden brown and crispy on the outside, fluffy in the middle. Put them on the plate. I had some green beans. I only had a handful left, so that's all. So I didn't have a lot, but I had some. Smothered it all in brown sauce. Oh man, it was my Sunday lunch. It went down great.
So you're gonna eat a salad soon? Chicken salad for lunch?
No, I'm gonna have one later in the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta go buy some more salad stuff.
Gotta offset a little bit.
Yeah. Gee whiz, it's brown sauce. It's very similar to steak sauce over here, but it's thicker. Brown sauce
code for gravy.
It's thicker than steak steak sauce over here, like A1 steak sauce. It's very similar to that, but brown sauce is thicker. Heinz makes it. I'll be honest with you, I've only ever seen it in a Walmart in Florida, where there was a big English population of people living there, and they sold English stuff, and they had brown sauce. You can find it on Amazon, by the way. I know it's there. So normally what I do is I've run out of brown sauce and I ain't bought any, so I'm not even using A1 steak sauce. I'm using Walmart steak sauce for $1 a bottle. It does the trick. So there you go. See, an extra 10 minutes on my cooking. So grilled cheese, you either put butter on the bread or mayo. Your choice. You turn the frying pan on, you lay that down there, you put your cheese on, butter the other piece, slap that on top there. For the butter's on the outside, of course. And when it browns on one side, you flip it over, and it's melting the cheese, browns the other side. That is a grilled cheese sandwich. When you put your bread in the toaster, you pull it out, put butter on it, slap your cheese on it, put it on the broiler to melt the cheese. That is Welsh rabbit. Cheese on toast. And prove me wrong. That's all I got to say. Just prove me wrong. So, anyway, let's wind this up. New York Outcast, you got any shouts or shouts or plugs you want to do?
Nope, just thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a great evening.
Yeah. Kingpin. Talk to me, Kingpin. I know I mentioned mayonnaise, but
I was digging my ears out with the screwdriver, so what are we saying? Goodbye?
Well, I'm glad you stopped by anyway.
Yeah, you guys all have a good night. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah. Guns and Barbecue.
I just want to mention to everybody, as a reminder that we have the two-way Rally for Your Rights virtual rally on Saturday, the 24th. If you can tune in and watch it, please do so. I know G-Webs just had a live chat yesterday on the big channel about it. Clover Tack, I saw released a video today on it, so go check those out. I'm going to try and get a video out on it on Friday, just as like a day before reminder.
Yeah, I know that's going Saturday. I was asked whether I was going to host anything, and I don't want to sit here on my show. I like talking too much. I don't want to sit here and listen to somebody speak. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be other channels doing that, but I will mention it throughout when I'm doing my show for the hour and a half that that is running at the same time. So I just want to say that. So anyway, I forgot the legend, Patriot.
Well, thank you for having me. If anyone hasn't checked out the giveaway that I got going on, if you've heard of a hero or you know what a hero is, to check out my last video, the Patriot 1776 project. It's just trying to get a group of videos about American heroes that are real heroes, not fake ones. You can enter in on November 4th on Rick's Life as I See It. We're going to have a drawing, as well as January 20th. I have 13 prize packs, Second Amendment Foundation memberships, some custom holsters, and a bunch of other stuff I just want to get rid of. So if you want to join in, check it out. You can do a video, or you can even just leave a comment on the original video, but I want you to leave the name and then a full description of why that person's a hero, and it has to be somebody good.
I don't like writing. I don't like writing about myself.
Well, it's there's a specific definition that I give for a hero.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure it's really, really upset some people because they want to just say, first responders, and it's like, that doesn't make you a hero unless they do something that makes them a hero. So anyway,
yeah,
so I'm sure that made people mad, but there's a lot of heroes in American history, and it's good to get them out there, especially with all this negativity that's floating around. Yeah. So that's all I got. So thanks for having me. Check it out, and yeah.
All right. G-Web says, I think it will be after your show, that 2A thing. I'll go to their website and check out the times. Anyway. Oh, one thing I want to say don't forget to go out there and vote, guys. Oh, my cousin come over today, and he's not computer savvy, so I help him with his. He comes over here and we fill out his unemployment. When he files, I read the question to him. He gives me the answer, and we do it. Anyway, we're talking about the election. He said, I haven't voted in 40 years. I said, oh, my God. I said, well, you better get your ass there and get it done now. I said, you still have time to register to vote. You know, I got on his ass. It pissed me off. You know, it's your civic duty. But anywhere I was going with this is anybody out there saying I ain't voting for Trump, don't like him, whatever. What I tell people now, it's not Trump Biden. It's freedom or socialism is what you're voting for. Look at it that way. And did you see the article in the news today? Putin said voting for the Democrat Party is like voting for socialism. He even said it. So, anyway, we've lost some people, so I'm calling it quits. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you all on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for Rick's Life as I See It. So, good night, everybody. Good night, Sabrina.